Hello, hello. We are in another episode of Guanajuato neighborhood guided tours, and today we are in Noria Alta. So, Noria Alta is, I don't know, like one of those hidden gems. Also, there's a lot of hidden gems, but it's one of those neighborhoods that are not really famous, or you don't hear a lot about them. I don't know why, but I'm gonna give you a little tour. So I started almost at the top of the neighborhood just because I wanted to go down and show you how it looks like, so that you can get a little idea of it. So Noria Alta is located between Marfil and the downtown area of Guanajuato. As usual, I'm gonna be leaving location, and I will also try to put the Google Maps route that I took, so that you can follow me while I walk through this neighborhood. And Noria Alta is pretty much like 80%, 90% residential. So there's a lot of housing here. But one of the characteristics of Noria Alta is that because this is where University of Guanajuato has one of its locations. So this is where you will find the Escuela de Enfermería to become a nurse, chemistry, química, and I think I'm forgetting something else, but it's more like for science. And this is where it is located. Actually, it's almost like at the top, and then around the corner. And because of that, Noria Alta has a very big fame to be the location where many students live. So there's a lot of houses that became apartments over here. So there's tons and tons of apartments for students. So maybe that's a reason why it's more known in the real estate. You will find lots of apartments for rent, but they will be very small, older in general, and very simple. So if you have a very tight budget, but you will be competing with the students. But yeah, you can find rentals here. And also Noria Alta has houses for rent. Actually, the prices, I have seen a couple of houses announced in Noria Alta, and prices are not bad. They are pretty good. For the size of the house, they are pretty decent. And so Noria Alta keeps going over there. So this is like a massive hill, and I'm just sticking to one of the main roads just so that you can get a little bit of a feel of the mix that you will find here. This building right here is called Archivo General de Notarias. So this is where all the notarios will send your documents, and this is where the archive is gonna end up. And probably if you need a copy of a very old title deed, this is where you're gonna find it. So Noria Alta also shares, not shares, but you will find some government offices. So you have the university, you have the students, you have some businesses, very few businesses. We're gonna see one little placita here that is very known, and residential and also government offices. Here is also one of the most popular vets in the city amongst foreigners, and this is because they speak English, so that's a big factor. So it is right here. Many people who need to fly and need the document to certify that the pets are vaccinated, this is where they come. And this is the little plaza that I was mentioning. And here you have a gym, you have more apartments. And there's, let me check because I haven't been here in a little while. Okay, so you have a very good taco place, and I think here is a dentist. Yeah, and the gym that I mentioned. And this here is a place to practice yoga. And this is actually pretty packed. Like one time I tried to apply and they said they were full. So it's very popular. The guy is really, really good. Very like, more like, not like a physiotherapy exercises, but he's very gentle. So if you have like some mobility issues, this would be a good place to be. And now we are seeing more like this Casa Antena. I think probably this is like an apartment building, but it used to be not as nice as it is right now. So I think like rentals are starting to improve. And Noria Alta means, well, a Noria used to be, I think it's called water well, and because Alta is high, right? So like a high water well. So because one of the rivers that I show you when we tour Marfil goes through here. This is where back in the day, so this neighborhood has also its historical origins. Back in the day, okay, I'm gonna just go here to show you one of the callejones. So back in the day when the mining industry was in full boom, these water wells would capture the water from the rivers and send the water to those haciendas de beneficio. Remember, those were the locations where the mineral was processed. So that's the origin of the name Noria Alta. So like a high water well. And Noria Alta has a lot of like little callejones, but they are very well connected, so to speak. If you saw, I was walking on the main street, and then you go here and you have these little nooks, and it's pretty like I don't know, like very quaint houses. I really like the vibe of Noria Alta. I was not a student in Guanajuato. I didn't go to university here in Guanajuato. So to be honest, I don't know if there's a lot of noise or parties with the students. But this is a really nice place. I like the feel of it. I like the vibe. I like that you can have garden. I like that you can have a parking spot. And also the location is great, because you can just take the road to Marfil, or you can just take the road to Centro, or you can also head to Leon, and it's gonna be like terrific. It's gonna be really, really good. And I don't know why there's not so much information or more like movement in this area. I guess it's just because people encapsulated it with students. So yeah, if you see, this is pretty, it sounds pretty quiet to me, very peaceful. And like I was mentioning, there's areas where you can park and then maybe walk. So in probably like 50% of the houses in Noria Alta, you will have a parking. And in the other, you won't, but the access is not as bad as callejones in the downtown area. So it's not as bad. So there's some houses available that I have seen on the market. Like I mentioned, prices are really good in general. You have a bus stop here, and this is a lot of movement because of the students. And right here we have the entrance to the campus of the university. So yeah, probably this is the reason why Noria Alta is so popular with students and maybe so unpopular with the rest of the city. But to be honest, I would give it a go. The location is really good. I think you can get really good properties for very decent price, and you will have to remodel, but I would take into consideration this area if you are exploring or thinking about buying property. So that was it for today, and I think this is gonna be our last video in a while, because I really feel like I already covered all of the neighborhoods that we had to cover. But remember, if you are interested in a specific area, let me know. I will try to do it, but if not, otherwise this is for now our last video in a while. So thanks so much for supporting the channel. We have grown a lot in the past few months, and thank you so much to everybody, and please stay tuned for everything that we're gonna be posting in the future. So see you around. Bye bye.